Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Spiritual Discoveries with Angie and Friends. My name is Reverend Angie Abt. I'm a registered Lily Dale medium. And I'm happy to be here with you today. And my friend sitting right next to me is Dr. Reverend Patricia Bell, another Lily Dale registered medium. Welcome, Patricia.
Thank you, Angie. Good morning. And what an exciting day we have here in Lilydale. It is just gorgeous.
Yes.
The sun is shining and it's a little bit cool, but better than that 90 degrees of the other week, huh?
Oh, for sure. That's for sure. It's a perfect day to walk around. If anybody, if you're out and about, go to Lilydale today, okay? Because you can walk around. I was just there the other day getting my house ready and getting ready to be down there. And it's beautiful. The roads look fantastic, right, Patricia?
They are absolutely fabulous. And we got our healing temple tree planted on Friday.
I know. I saw. That's so exciting. Tell everybody what happened to the other tree. It got knocked over in wind.
Well, we've been doing so much with getting new roads and everything. I think it's really interesting. I think the tree ascended with all the wishes and the prayers that have been put on it. So now we have kind of like a baby tree
Yeah.
that has a little, like this beautiful kind of gate around it. So we can put our ribbons on the gate until our baby tree gets stronger.
Oh, I love that. I didn't know that we were putting the ribbons on the gate. That's perfect. Yes.
It's really nice looking because we have to let the roots take hold.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
as you know, we had a bunch of construction here in Lilydale, and it's sort of upset the roots of a lot of trees. So
Yeah.
here we are bringing, and I think it's sort of like an omen of for all of us that
Yeah.
this new healing tree is that we're walking in to a whole new paradigm of healing.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, I love that. Which is so much symbolic of what we need. Our world needs that. We all need that.
And the healing temple will be open as
Mhm.
of Friday, June the 24th at 7:15.
Yeah.
And the healers will be there, and you can come on because the healing temple will be open Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, and Wednesdays. It's going to be a hybrid service like this,
Okay.
as well as in-person healing.
Okay. So we can go back because that we haven't had that the last couple of years because of COVID, but we can go in for healings now.
Absolutely, every day at 10 o'clock.
Okay, good. I mean, if everybody who's watching, and by the way, if you're on, come on and say hi to us and tell us where you're from. We love to see you. But I love the healing temple. That's always been one of my most favorite parts of Lilydale for years. Just to like hurry up and make sure I got there in time to go get a healing. Because where else can you do that? It's amazing.
Well, where else can you, if you're staying on the grounds here, get up early, grab your cup of coffee, and go to fellowship's meditation at
Meditation. Yeah.
8:30. You
Yes.
meditation, and then you are like in bliss mode,
Yes.
totally open, ready for downloads of healing.
For
And
sure.
the wonderful thing is, and I really like to remind people of this, is that healing doesn't just have to be for the physical body. It can be for the emotions.
Yes. Very
And
much.
let's face it, a lot of the emotions not only affect the physical body, but it affects our lifestyle.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So if we're in a pooky emotional place, we don't have a great job or we don't create great relationships. And I think I'm going to have a little person stop by. Oh, there's our healing.
Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness, in the tree. Karen found one with the thanks, Karen. Look at that, Patricia. So that's the tree. I'm going to try to point to it, but I can't. But that's the tree surrounded by the fence, right?
Exactly. And we had to put it, wait a minute. I've got a visitor here, LA Kitty.
There's the kitty. Yes.
Uh, yes, so that we can get strong enough and be rooted. We had to move it to a certain over a little bit, but I think it's absolutely fabulous.
I love it. It looks beautiful. And you know what? That's a beautiful picture of the Healing Temple. Everybody, if you haven't ever been to the Healing Temple in Lilydale, you need to experience it. I mean, you feel peaceful just walking in Lilydale. I had a friend with me the other day who really has only been to Lilydale once in like the month of March or something. So has never really had the experience. And he kept saying, I see what you mean about it. It is really peaceful here. I feel really good being here. I kind of want to stay, you know. But there is something like that. But you go in that healing temple and you experience even more of that.
Because all the years in the Healing Temple, I mean, who would have thought Mae West would have been in there? You
I
know,
know.
and movie stars and kings and queens from the Netherlands have come here to Lilydale, and people have no idea that they tapped into this healing vibe. And we've
Yeah,
had so many amazing healings. You
yeah,
see, but as healers, and you know this, Angie, we are not responsible for the healing. We're the
right.
witness,
Yes,
and
yeah,
spirit comes through and
yeah,
does things beyond our mental capacities, which
yes,
is like so fabulous. And
yes.
if there was ever a time for healing, it's now.
We need it. We need it. And we all need to partake and feel that energy. Like you said, get a healing, we feel better, and then we pass that energy on to others, I feel.
Absolutely. And the other thing is, you can go sit in a chair at the healing temple for somebody you love. I
Okay.
can remember how many times I would go in there myself when I was not healing, and maybe my grandson was going through his finals at college, and I just sat there sending him healing so that he could have that kind of successful energy around him.
Okay. Never thought of that. So you sat in the healing chair, received healing, and while you were receiving it, you were sending healing to your grandson.
Right, it was sort of like a proxy
Excellent.
for him by proxy, because sometimes, well, okay, he's a young person, but let's say we have an elderly parent or grandparent who can't make it to Lilydale, but yet we still want to send them healing.
Yeah.
Yes, we can put their name in the healing book. Yes, we can buy a healing ribbon, but we also can sit in the chair for them.
I never thought of that. I love that. It's a great. And for anybody who doesn't know, and Patricia's talking about like the healing book, so you can go into Lilydale and in the healing temple, and you can write down the names of people you want healing to go to. And during the healing service, at the end of it, they read all the names, and everybody's in a circle sending healing to that person. And that's just as powerful as coming in and sitting in the chair, wouldn't you say?
It is because, and I'm not related, Bell's theorem in 1967 said A can communicate with B despite geographical location. Now
Yeah.
that's Bell's theorem in quantum physics. So
Yeah.
that's true. So we found out how true it is.
Mhm.
Because guess what? My grandson did pretty well on his exams.
So it worked. It worked. See,
Yes.
for the healing. I have to tell you a quick story. When my stepfather had cancer, my mother said, "You have to come down here and heal him." Okay, so I went down as much as I could. They lived in Florida and did healing on him. And one of the times that I was there, and this really like was spirit showing me how well healing works and how you can send it, because I had a friend that was in New York, and she said, "I'm going to send healing to him at the same time as you're doing it." My stepfather wasn't really open to this, but he was. It relaxed him, so he did it. So I do the healing. I'm in Florida. My friend's in New York. And when we get done doing the healing, my stepfather describes exactly what my friend looks like, what color shirt she had on. And he said, "Do you know if that's the color shirt she has on?" I said, "I have no idea. Let's call her." We called her. I said, "What color shirt do you have on?" She said, "Purple." He said that, and that's what he had seen. So that made me know like how very, very powerful that is. And I always say to people, if you don't know what to do, or there's somebody in your life going through a hard time, bring white light in, bring it to your heart. And I always feel send it from your heart to that person, and it's real and it works. It makes a difference.
It does. And on July 10th at 10 o'clock is the Healing Temple class for the children.
Oh,
Oh
yay.
my gosh. And we have Charlene Orfeo coming because we're going to teach the children signing.
Wow.
So that, you know, I think it's a great idea. What if we get somebody who comes to the Healing Temple who can't talk? And if
Yes.
you can learn a couple of signs, that this would be nice for them as well as the person sitting in the chair. Because the Healing Temple is kind of a quiet place and they could just go, that's the sign for I love you,
Yes.
somebody. And it's so sweet. So, you know, and when you sit in at 12 o'clock on that Sunday, the children are able to do healing.
Oh, I was just going to say that. Let me ask you this. So we're going to talk about since you brought Children's Week up. Patricia is a huge part of Children's Week, and it's an amazing week to come to Lilydale, and it's an amazing thing to bring your children to, and parents can be part of it as well. So,
Absolutely.
right, they can. Okay, so
They
when
need to know what their children are thinking and feeling. So
yes.
even though they make the donation for the child, they come in with them because if they learn about mediumship and healing, they get to tell their mom and dad and feel open and comfortable. And let's say, oh, our puppy dog needs healing. Then the parent learns to listen what this child is picking up.
Yes.
And I mean, it's just, and validate them.
Yeah. And what a wonderful thing to teach children, who I feel like children, I mean, we're all intuitive, we're born with it, and we forget about it as we get older because we focus on logic. But what a wonderful gift to work with children and allow them to be connected to those natural gifts that they have and then use them in their lives. That's what you're doing, right?
Yes, and I'm excited because we've done this for 18 years. Two of our instructors this year are young people that went through the program.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Autumn, who is Peggy Rogers' granddaughter, and
Hmm.
Peggy Rogers is a medium here in Lilydale,
Yeah.
and Jake Kennedy, who has been through the program. He says since he was 13, his mother says earlier, I don't know, we've just love him and have him. And they're teaching yoga and doing sound healing. I mean,
It's amazing.
sneak in for some of this stuff, Angie.
Yeah, I know, I know. So
And
what are the dates again at Children's Week? Maybe Karen can throw something up about that. I don't know if there's anything.
July 10th to the 15th.
Okay, so July 10th through the 15th is Children's Week in Lilydale. I'm going to have Karen put the link in comments so you can get more information and sign up for it. And also, I wanted to ask you this, Patricia, and I think you might have already answered this, but if somebody comes down like during that week and they go to the Healing Temple, they might be able to get a healing from one of the children, correct?
On that day, July the 10th.
Okay, excellent. And okay, so that's great. So everybody, opening day for Lilydale, we are so excited, is
June
this
24th.
yes, June 24th, this Friday. So it's going to be such an amazing day, and it's going to be such an amazing season, and we hope so much that you can get down to Lilydale this year. So
We start off with the butterfly release.
yes, talk about that.
We had the butterfly release, and I hope you can still get on the website. You pick a name of somebody that you love has made their transition, and you get your butterfly, And if you can make it, or if you can't make it, they will release a butterfly in the name of your departed loved one.
Love that. I love that. That's
And we have
wonderful.
this beautiful butterfly garden here in Lilydale. And yes, it's a bit of an event. And yes, we have the opening ceremonies. And yes, everything is going to go on. And then as you spend the day at 7:15, the healing temple will be open. So if you want to come and maybe after the butterfly release, have your reading with one of the mediums here, make a day of it.
Yeah.
We have two very wonderful places to eat, the
Yeah.
Lily and the Sunflower. Their menus can be found online. You'll find a diversity of stuff, even
Delicious.
even vegetarian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I have to say this: healing energy gets put into that food, Angie.
I feel that every time. It's so good. Yeah.
And both of the places, the Sunflower and the Lily, are cooking for the monks.
Oh, all right. So let's talk about this. Is so exciting because the monks, the Tibetan monks, haven't been in Lilydale in 3 years, 2 or 3.
Since 2019.
Okay. Okay. So the Tibetan monks are coming, everybody. So you want
Yes.
to definitely get down to Lilydale in opening weekend so you can see the monks. But I want Patricia to tell you all about the monks because she's a huge part of bringing the Tibetan monks to Lilydale every year. Thank
Well,
you for doing that.
oh, yeah, my pleasure. Of course, to me, the two happiest weeks in Lilydale are the Monks and Children's Week.
Yeah.
But then again, I guess it's because I'm a child at heart.
Me too. Me too.
I like to say the monks are coming. The monks are coming. Well, we didn't know really whether they were going to make it or not because of COVID. There was such problems getting them through the visa process out of Dar es Salaam to bring them here to Lilydale.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
it turned out that the dozen monks that were supposed to come to Lilydale didn't make it through the visa process.
Really?
So the monastery pulled monks from Canada, Mexico, everywhere. And we have 8 geishas. Now,
Wow.
geisha is like a doctorate. These are the guys that teach the other monks how to be monk.
Wow.
We have these 8, as I call them, big guns coming to Lilydale.
Yay. Yay.
And it is so, so phenomenal
Yeah.
because we're doing the medicine Buddha, which is healing. And that's the whole theme.
Yeah. Talk about that. What does that mean? The medicine Buddha.
Well, when they do the medicine Buddha with the Cyan Mandela,
Right.
those monks are there praying for your healing. And the opening ceremony with the horns and everything, it's all about vibration and frequency.
Mm-hmm.
So you come in there to the opening ceremony at 9 o'clock on June 25th, and the horns blow. And it's like, whoa, you feel like, oh my gosh, you blew my socks off.
Yeah.
In this fabulous state. And then you get to see them put together the Cyan Mandala. And yes, we do have restrictions of mask and we do have distancing because all those monks ride together in one little van.
Yeah.
And if one gets sick, they all kind of get it. So we have to be really careful with them.
Yeah.
Which we are, and we're following Emory University's guidelines. Yes, they have been vaccinated. Yes, they've had their boosters, all of the above, but we still want to take care of our monks.
100%. You know what? That's okay. We can all wear a mask, and I know no one likes the mask, but we want to keep them safe because we so much. Oh, here we go. We're so much appreciate that they're coming. Look at this, Patricia.
This is the open. This is the ceremony, and you see them in their hats, and but actually, this is a photo of the closing ceremony, and the closing ceremony will be on June 28th, and that's when you get your sand from the sand mandala.
Okay.
And this is really important because you can take that sand and put it in your home, on your altar. I know people that have done all kinds of things. They've even blessed their own house with the sand. They've the monks will sell lockets. You can put the sand in a locket and wear that locket.
And then you have that healing energy. Well, the sand, let's go back to, so they make the mandala, which I've seen them do that, and it's beautiful. And it's like they're painting with sand, right?
Exactly. But the thing that people may or may not notice is the intensity of the focus, and that they have trained these monks to focus their brain, Zen intelligence. And we have the teachers who teach the monks how to do this, doing it for us.
We do.
So they are like uber focused.
Oh, you mean the monks? Yeah.
The ones that are coming uber focused with big prayers.
Yeah.
And I am like so thrilled. So we have the sand mandala, but Sunday night, what happened is because we have the geishas instead of the other group, we are not doing the lion dance. We're doing something special.
Oh, wow. Okay. And Sunday, that's closing ceremony?
No, Sunday at 8 p.m.
Okay.
in the auditorium.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be 2 special pujas. Now, it's going to involve the drumming and the horns and everything. But the puja, the obstacle removing puja, one of the monks will go through the audience and give like a piece of dough. I don't know how else to explain it. And you put your vibration in it. Let's say you have a problem with the heart.
Right.
You put the piece of dough close to your heart and you follow their instructions. You give it back, and they help remove the obstacles.
Wow. So really, it's a whole, whoever's in the audience is going to receive a very high healing from the Tibetan monks.
This weekend, the whole weekend is like mega healing.
Yeah.
Mega healing. So I know that 8 o'clock, and you have an hour and a half time. Oh, it gets better, Angie.
Okay. I can't wait.
So
Yeah.
first, you have the removal of obstacles. After they do that one, they're doing the puja for prosperity and wealth.
Yeah. I saw that for for purification and prosperity. Yeah.
And it's like, wow.
It's amazing.
But remember, everybody, please be receptive.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, to me, it's like sunbathing. If you go out and you prepare yourself to sit in the sun, you receive it. And you can, feel that vitamin D pumping you up.
Yeah.
Feeling healthier than ever.
Yes. Yeah. And so you have to come for a healing, and that's even really true for a reading, right? Wouldn't you say? Is that you have to be open. We as mediums know if somebody comes in and they're not open, it's harder to read them, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. And not to mention any names, but the other day I had a lady that was like that. She had her arms crossed, her legs crossed, and it was like, sweetheart, this is a spirit energy coming through you to come to me. These are your loved ones.
Yeah.
But if you hold on to them so tight, they can't come talk to me.
Yes.
So everybody needs to breathe, relax, you're in a safe space here in Lilydale.
Very safe. And you have to remember too that readings and when we're talking about energy healing and readings, but it's all about healing. I always look at readings as verbal healing. So you're right. You come in, you're completely safe, and you're going to receive a healing from any of our mediums.
Oh, yes, and from Lilydale, the thing is, if you come in here and you're willing to open yourself up to the safe space, this is absolutely amazing.
Mhm. Yeah.
It is. I mean, have your reading. Walk in the old growth forests. It's like forest bathing. Those neurodendrites in your body are the same as the dendrites in the trees here.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
and I know it's so funny. Did you ever have friends from like New York City come in? I have. They've
Yeah.
come in from New York City where they're Harry ding ding. And it's like all of a sudden they get here and the next thing they're like sleeping.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like the actual place of Lilydale is tuning them into a place of receptivity.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And if you want a message at the stump, you have to be receptive, don't you?
Oh, you sure do. You sure do. Yeah, you can't because I know, like, as a medium at the stump, if I see somebody like this, that's probably not going to be the person I'm drawn to. It's going to be the one with the smile on their face. Wouldn't you
Right.
say?
Because it's all about frequency.
Yeah.
And if somebody's like that, their body language is leave me alone, don't come near me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yes.
mean, of course, none of us as mediums want to invade anybody's space.
Yeah.
That's why we say, can I come to you? Things of this nature. It's because people really need to allow.
Yes. Yeah, you
And
have to be open. Just like you were saying with the healing, that makes such a huge difference. So Patricia, what would you say, like what's the best thing to do to open up before you come to Lilydale, say, to receive the healing or the reading? Or obviously when you're there.
well, first of all, I would say do some breathing exercises.
Mhm.
If you can meditate, please do that. But here's the tough one. Do a mantra saying, I trust, I allow.
Yeah. Love that.
I trust, I allow. Because, Angie, when spirit comes through here, it's not, it's of a higher frequency.
Yes. Very much.
But people go to these movie theaters and they see these crazy ghosty things that Hollywood makes scary and
Yeah.
things like that. But most of the time, I can't remember a time where I had ever any scary spirit come through. Have you?
No, I agree. Completely agree. Yeah, no, never, never. And like you said too, it's when people come and get readings, even the people that maybe have never had one and maybe they're a little nervous and they have to open up and we talk to them, everybody walks out. You feel good after a reading.
And I feel good and you feel good.
But that's why I do it. I do it because I want to help people, but I'm always amazed at how wonderful I feel.
Did you ever watch Touched by an Angel with Della Reese
Yeah,
and
a long time ago. Yeah, 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 yeah.
and all of a sudden sh- they would she would light up, all right, from Touched by the Angel, the girl there would be like a halo, and she would say, I have a message for you.
Yeah,
That's how I feel when I go out to the Forest Temple or the Stump.
me too.
Like, it's beyond our control, isn't it,
It's
Angie?
amazing.
Like
It's
we light up inside. There's this electromagnetic frequency that happens because we are willing to trust.
yes. That's
Okay?
why. That's
And
why. It's
we
just
are
like you said.
willing
Yep.
to allow. And so when mediums are willing to do that, if the people in the congregation are willing to do that. Or for a reading, trust and allowing is, to me, the two biggest factors.
It sure is. And you're right. Like as mediums, we have to do that too, that we work to do that. And when you come in and you trust and you open up, I mean, it's the best magic healing magic I can ever think of.
Yes, it is. And sometimes we get a spirit that comes through, and um, people may not know why they're there. But as we go on with the reading, the answer appears.
Oh, it always comes. Always. Yeah. Always. We just keep going, right?
Exactly. Maybe it's something about forgiveness. Maybe it's something about that's involved in the individual's life. It's such a plethora of things that come through.
It's amazing. It's amazing. I love it. I'm awed every day, even after all these years. It's amazing every time I do a reading.
It really is. It truly, truly is.
Ryan Kelly. Hi, Ryan. Ryan Kelly's on just real quick. He said getting a reading is better than professional counseling.
Well, and getting a healing.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with that. Yes.
And I have a quick story. There was a friend of mine, her brother came here to Lilydale, and he had a healing with Tom Kratzley. He came back and he said, a session with Tom Kratzley. Oh my God. I spent 11 years in therapy, and one session with Tom did more for me than 11 years in therapy.
It's funny, isn't it? And it works. Yeah, it's amazing.
Wow.
And yeah, that is wow. And I love Tom Kratzley.
A master healing class.
Yeah. Well, also, you brought up Tom, isn't there? I saw that I was looking through and making notes yesterday, but Tom, there's going to be a healing circle, I think, every Friday night with Tom.
Yes, with Tom.
Yeah, that's amazing.
At the Healing Temple.
Yes. Yeah. So everybody, a healing circle every Friday night. How can you miss that? With Tom,
the hands-on healing and hang out with Tom for the healing circle.
Yeah.
And he's really, he's profound at doing group distant healings.
Yeah, he sure is.
He sure is. I had this little girl, her name is Marisha, and she was told that she would not make it and that she had to go in for surgery. And so Tom sat in a distant healing circle with myself. Marisha is now 18 years old and graduated high school.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing. See? Yeah. Tom, I think Tom to me is one of the most powerful energy healers I've ever known. He's amazing.
He is. And he'll be teaching during Children's Week. During Children's Week at 10 o'clock, on Tuesday, he's going to be, how Tom does the sound stuff?
Yeah.
He'll do the,
Yes, I love when he does that.
You
would think he's playing a musical instrument, but it's sound healing, and he tunes into the frequency of what spirit shows him to that's going to heal your body. And I've had that kind of healing from him. It's amazing.
It is. Well, the Tibetan monks do that kind of chanting too.
Really? Okay.
Yes, because you're going to hear them do that chanting. Not just the horns and the things, but they're going to do specific chants that's going to uplift the frequencies.
Amazing. Oh, I can't wait.
Tom must have been a Tibetan monk, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say, what, I'm so excited for opening. So let's say that again for anybody that's just coming on. So we're here talking about Lilydale's open season starting this Friday, June 24th. There will be the butterfly release ceremony, which you can purchase a butterfly. You can be here to release the butterfly. It's going to be in a loved one's name, right, Patricia? Somebody on the other side. Yep. And you can be here if you can't be there. You can still have a butterfly release. They'll do that. We will do it for you in the name of your person. So that's a beautiful ceremony in the butterfly garden. And then, of course, opening day, super, super exciting is, oh, there's the butterfly.
It is
Hey,
fabulous.
yeah. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Everybody take a look at that. That's everybody releasing their butterfly. That's beautiful. You can feel
Yes,
the beautiful energy there.
but you have to sign up right away because the butterflies are ordered in advance and they have to be, make sure they're not sold out on that. Okay.
Okay. All right. Hear that, everybody? So that's good. We'll put the links for everything. Lily Dale's website is where you can get there, but we'll post the links and comments so you know that. But it is beautiful. My sister's on, Melanie. Will release a butterfly, and her son passed away almost a year ago, my nephew. So we'll release a butterfly for Corey. Okay, all right, so we have that. So opening day this Friday, butterfly, and then the monks. And the monks are going to come in. There'll be a ceremony with the monks on opening day.
No, they
No.
are just going to. What happened is the ceremony is going to be on the 25th,
Okay.
10 o'clock, and you have to buy tickets because of the COVID situation where we have limited amount of seating.
Okay.
So, we've had to cut back on the numbers for the opening and the closing ceremonies.
Yeah.
So,
That's good though. We want to keep the monks safe.
yes. And, when you're there, you're going to feel the healing. I mean, they've been building this San Mandela energy up in the fire hall for years. And it's going to be, remember, the opening ceremony, 9 o'clock, June 25th,
Okay.
closing ceremony, 9 o'clock, June 28th, and puja ceremony is on Sunday at 8 p.m. in the auditorium on June 26th.
And what a healing. I mean, it's going to be healing the whole time, but what a healing that puja ceremony is going to be. You were just talking about that.
Oh, yeah. But I think, it's like you see the Lily Dale catalog here.
I love it.
I mean, we are entering this path of healing. We
Mhm.
have to, Angie.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, come on. It
You
has
sure
been
do.
bloody crazy and
Yeah.
it's still crazy. So we have to be able to fortify ourselves with enough love, enough healing. And that's what it all about is love and healing.
It
The
is. And we need to get to that vibration, like coming to Lily Dale or meditating in our lives or doing breathing and get to that higher vibration so that we can help other people do the same thing. And that's how we're going to heal, correct?
Absolutely. And plus, by coming for a reading, you open the doorway for your spirit loved ones to come through.
Yes.
And I think you and I will agree, many of them, they don't come to tell us what to do per se, but they're supporting us through this time. And it's almost like they're sending God's love through them to give us a healing.
Yeah. And the strength and the energy so that I agree with you. They come to give that to us. And when we get that, I always feel like, and then I'm giving it to others. My vibration's changing. I'm at a higher level and I'm helping other people do the same thing. That's what we need to do.
Exactly. It's like those who were going through World War II. They all had their victory gardens. And I
Yeah.
feel these grandmothers coming through for people, teaching their grandchildren how to do a victory garden.
Yeah. Yeah.
And other grandpas talking about the depression, showing people we're in a good place.
Yeah. 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 Getting us back to simple times. So here we go. Look at this healing temple with the monks, Patricia.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, when the monks do come here, they are going to bless the healing temple and the healing temple scarves.
Mhm.
Now, we're kind of on a deadline with the scarves, but yes, they are going to bless the healing temple. And they have decided that they are going to make sure that vibration, that frequency is inside the healing temple so that when you walk in, At 7:15, boom, you
Mhm.
start to receive it. This is a fabulous photo because it's actually showing on the one side the holes, all the sand, and it's showing how the monks are putting together the mandala there.
Mhm.
You
And
see,
the energy, I mean, even I've stood like outside the where they're working and just looked at you, just approach it and you can feel the amazing energy, the healing energy. It's amazing. The vibration changes. There they are. Now that's them creating the mandala.
exactly. And you're going to see how the fire hall was decorated. Joanne Copley Nigro and her husband Mike make a special effort to put up the Tibetan flags and everything
Oh
so
wow.
that you
Okay.
feel like you're walking into, and there you are. That's a closing ceremony. And
And
there's
that's the horns that they blow, which are amazing.
drum.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
This is for the puja. This is where
Okay.
they're all there. But they will also have horns and drums and everything.
Yeah. Wow. That's awesome. I love Karen found some good pictures. Those are good. I'm glad she brought those up. And so Patricia, talk about like at the end. So they create the mandala. It's all out of sand, right? And
Yes.
and so did you say that on closing ceremony, people because it's all full of healing because they're praying and infusing that with healing the whole time. So did you say that people could if they come to closing ceremony, they get some of the sand?
In a packet, absolutely.
So you
And
have that. Wow.
then they take the rest of the sand and they do a procession of walking down to our beach and praying over the waters and pour the sand into the waters to bless the Lilydale Lakes.
Wow. And of course, the Lilydale Lakes energy is then going to affect Lilydale and create more healing all the way around.
Exactly. And it's just like, oh, well, Lilydale is a healing vortex. And, it's always been said what you bring into Lilydale gets amplified.
Mhm.
So when the monks bring in this healing energy, it's like boom,
Yeah.
it's amplified in such a way that it is so terrific.
Yeah. It's
Absolutely
yeah.
terrific.
Yeah, it's amazing. And that's true just walking in Lilydale. But when you're talking about the energy is it and also like the stump is a very high energy vortex as well.
Well, the stump's right in that old growth forest.
Yeah.
And so is Forest Temple. I mean, you are in the stump is like a cathedral in
Yeah.
the sky, and remember whenever we sit on the benches, you look up and the trees are just like a cathedral.
It looks I always say that too. It look you look up and it's like a cathedral of trees. It's beautiful.
And it does something to your consciousness.
Mhm.
In a world that is so stressed out,
Mhm.
we need this time to be able to see that there is a different opportunity for ourselves.
Yes.
We can connect, and that people who connect spiritually are going to get along through these bumpy roads better.
Yeah.
Plus, you know what I think happens, Angie,
Hmm.
is the more love and healing we get, we just want to go out and share it.
We do, we do. And then we pay it forward and we make some we feel good, and because people say that like what do we do and how can we make the world better right now with all the things that are happening and all the sadness and going through COVID and all. And that's something you can do is come to Lilydale, receive a healing for yourself, send healing to others when you're there. You're going to raise your vibration and then you're going to take that to others and it's that pay it forward. It's like I'm hearing and so on and so on and so on. Would you agree, Patricia?
Absolutely. It's sort of like filling up your spiritual tank. so
Yeah.
that you are able to go the distance.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
And these photos are fabulous,
Yeah.
but
I know. I'm looking at them too. Karen's finding some good. I'll let you talk about the photos.
uh, but in these photos, we allowed more people to come. So here's with the brush,
Oh, go
uh,
back. Karen. Yeah.
where that's when the closing ceremony that they brush it all together, and it teaches about impermanence. As beautiful as the mandala is, it's impermanent. And
Right.
that it's teaching us about change.
That everything changes and nothing is permanent, that there's continually change. Is that what it is?
Yes, and that's what's happening to our lives now.
Oh, yeah.
That beautiful picture carrying the horns down the procession with the monks till they get
Oh, look at this. I'm getting chills. Is this where when they put the sand in the lake?
exactly.
Which, by the way, everybody, these are all pictures in Lilydale. If you haven't been to Lilydale, look at the lake. Lilydale is surrounded by a lake. I mean, you can go. I've gone to Lilydale and sat by the lake for the day and read a book and feel the peace and receive healing that way too.
Exactly. And I would like to get back to the impermanence. All of us are a little bit shattered
Hmm.
because the structures we know are not the same. Our hospitals are not the same. Our jobs are not the same. And when we get involved in these ceremonies of impermanence, it allows us to accept the change. We are walking into a brand new world,
Yeah,
one that we haven't seen before.
yeah,
But
yeah,
if we can create it with love and healing, it's going to be better than before.
yeah, yeah.
You know, we see how wrecking balls can destroy an old building, but then we can build something brand new.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
if we recognize that in ourselves,
Yeah.
then we're going to be better than ever.
Yes. So when you think about it, like this is an opportunity, you're right. Nothing is the same. And if we go forward to the new and we do that with love, and in that place, we can create it to be good and to be better.
Absolutely. And our mutual friend Cassandra Butler, she's going to be teaching about Jupiter, and
Mhm.
she's going to be teaching, I'm sure she's going to mention Chiron.
Yeah.
Everybody talks about Chiron being the wounded healer, but Chiron is the one that taught everybody how to heal.
Ah. And are we astrologically, you're talking about astrology. So are we in a place that Chiron is strong right now?
It's conjunct our North Node, which
Ah,
says this is the time for healing major. This
wow.
is why it makes it astrologically, and everything. Mercury is in his own sign of Gemini. Venus is in its own home of Taurus. I mean, it's saying to us, come, open your heart, receive,
Hmm.
let go of whatever obstacles in the past. And that's come to the puja and really be your truer self, your higher self,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
self that's connected with that universal God love,
Yeah.
that we can expand our dreams. All right, it may not happen today or tomorrow, but we are a whole new being constructed. So the impermanence from the sand mandala allows us to be able to build ourselves brand new.
Yeah, that's an amazing lesson. I'm glad you talked about that with the mandala and why they do that. To show the impermanence, because it's true. Everything is that way, but especially right now, and we have the opportunity to create it a different way. And I didn't know that about Chiron and with what you're talking about with that, but that gives us the energy in the universe to create the healing. It's like the energy is behind us, and we can do that. We can make the world better.
And, as I'm sure Cassandra's going to talk, Cassandra Butler is going to talk about Jupiter being in Aries.
Mm-hmm.
So we can expand our identities, and Mars is in Aries. We are really going to heal our identity. In other words, when we thought we couldn't, we can.
Yeah. Yeah. We
And
can.
we can. So let's heal the obstacles that make us think we can, and allow this energy. I mean, with the monks and with Tom and Cassandra and readings and Lily Dale in general,
Mm-hmm. And the healing temple. Yeah. All that.
temple.
Yeah.
Plus, it is beauty heals.
Yeah.
Beauty heals.
I love
And when you come to Lilydale and you feel and see the beauty, it gives you that substance inside,
it. Yeah.
that richness
Yeah.
that really allows you to be very strong.
That's for sure. So everybody, if you can, take some time and come to Lilydale this summer. It's so worth it. You will feel so good just being there for that day. You'll take that healing energy because it's healing. You'll take that energy with you. It makes a huge difference in your life. I've done it for years. Before I ever even did readings, I would just come to Lilydale if I wanted to, get centered again, or I couldn't figure out what to do in my life, or, I didn't feel peaceful in my life, I'd come to Lilydale for a day and always feel better and always find my answers.
Well, I came to Lilydale, this old growth forest. Um, you know, if you had read any of the Celestine prophecy,
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I love that.
you remember the book where James Redfield talked about the power of the old growth forest.
Hmm. I
And
do.
that sort of like went boom, boom, boom to my heart.
Hmm.
And I realized how important being in an old growth forest is.
Yes. Oh, the energies. I love being in the forest. That's probably what I love. I love the stump, but I love the walk to it in the forest.
And all our trees here, because these trees talk to one another through their roots.
Yeah.
So even if you're having a reading at a medium's house, the trees surrounding it are still talking to one another.
Yeah. So you're receiving that anywhere where you are in Lilydale,
And
anywhere you
we
are.
cannot forget that we are now a United States National Historic Landmark.
Yay! I know. That's awesome.
It is, and so what that means to me is, yes, we are a historic landmark, but that just adds on to the fact that hands-on healing and mediumship is part of history.
Yay!
And
As well, it should be.
and this is who we are as humans,
It is. It is. All of us. Every one of us.
because we're all opening up and we are allowing ourselves. There's the, oh, look at these woods.
Yeah, Karen. Karen Sully doing our pictures. Thank you. This is awesome. Go ahead, talk about that.
Well, this is the old growth forest. And before you get deeper into it, we have our beautiful pet cemetery,
Yeah.
because we remember all our furry friends. And, you know, uh, yes,
Oh,
the day,
there's our friend John White. Go ahead and talk about John for a second.
well, I wouldn't be here in Lilydale if it wasn't for John.
Yeah.
John and I have been friends for close to 50 years.
Yeah.
And his daughter is doing this memorial for him the day before season opens, and it will be at the auditorium.
Yeah.
We're
And
going to,
the auditorium's huge. And what a beautiful time and way to honor John.
exactly. And remember, I always remember this, that John always told us, remember, God is passionately in love with you.
Oh, I remember that. I'm getting chills. I remember him saying that God is passionately in love with you. Yeah.
Because sometimes we forget to love ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes we're looking for other sources outside of us to love us. But when we come to Lilydale and we're connected with that divine love, we get to learn how passionate God really loves us. And John loved the monks.
Yeah, I did.
Remember, John, the last time we did that memorial in that video,
Yes.
he
Yes.
talked about how a Tibetan monk came and taught him the breathing exercises,
Yeah, I
which
remember.
all his life. And there was not a time that John missed the monks when they were here in Lilydale.
Yeah.
It was like old home week for him.
Yeah.
He would
Yeah.
be there, front row, center. The monks took priority over his work.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he would glow.
Yeah.
And I think we all can glow when we're in that high frequency.
Yeah. I do too. I do too.
We take our frequency from AM to FM.
Yes, I think so too. I totally agree. So everybody again, Lilydale's opening day. We are so excited. June 24th. And then we're open until Labor Day. There's this let's go over the schedule. So 8 a.m. is meditation in the Healing Temple. I don't know if it's 8 or 8:30.
30.
8:30. Okay. And then we have the healing service. Is at 10 or 10:30?
10.
10. Okay, 10. Okay, and then we have the stump. It's an all message service, so you can go and watch the mediums work and get a message. That's 1 o'clock at the stump in the old growth forest.
And then
And,
that's
oh, look at this. Karen's bringing up the schedule so we can remember. And then 2:30 is there's a speaker and a clairvoyant in the auditorium. So you'll hear a wonderful inspirational talk and then a clairvoyant giving messages, so message service. And then we have 4 o'clock is another message service at the Forest Temple, which is another. I love the Forest Temple too. I know you do too.
Oh yeah, it's a
Yeah.
great place. Both places have such unique, special, loving energy.
Yeah,
Quite frankly, I don't know a space in Lilydale that doesn't have it.
I know. I
Whether
know.
you're sitting in the auditorium or in a medium's house or
Yeah,
doing any of it or a class, it's just about allowing and trusting, as I
for
said
sure.
before.
Don't you feel like this, Patricia? Like somebody will say to me, "What's your favorite place to go in Lilydale, or your favorite thing about Lilydale?" And I'll think the stump. I love the stump. But wait a minute, no, I love the Forest Temple. No, wait, I love the Healing Temple. And you're right.
Oh no, I love the boathouse.
I love the boathouse too. Me
You
too.
know, I mean, it's like, don't make me pick. Don't
I
make me
know. I know. It's the whole thing.
Lilydale.
It's the
That's
whole
my
thing.
favorite place.
Yeah, me too. Me too. So everybody come join us if you can. If you can't, Karen, who's on there with me, we're going to definitely do some golf cart lives from Lilydale. So you'll get to see some of it and feel some of the energy as well. So if you can't come down, we'll let you know, and we're going to do that too. So we hope to see you though. If you can come, you won't be sorry.
Pack up the car. Because dear ones, we understand gas prices. So put 6 people in the car, split the tank, and come join us.
Come join us. You won't be sorry, and you will feel so good. It's such a great way to connect to the peace within, and like you said, you have to learn to love yourself, that love within. When you come to Lilydale, you feel that. You know what I love, Patricia? I love that when you walk around in Lilydale and you say hi to people, they say hi back. Somebody will take a minute and stop and talk to you about something. I love that.
And there's no judgment here.
There's no judgment. You can be you.
We can talk about UFOs, and we're having an amazing UFO weekend in Lilydale.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes. And if you ever watch the movie The Last Mimsy, it shows a connection between Tibetan configurations and connection to other galaxies.
Really?
Yes, I've showed that movie, The Last Mimsy, during Children's Week. Everybody go get that movie.
Okay, I'm writing it down. I'm writing it down right now so I can look at it too.
And
Okay.
it talks about our connection with other planes in other galaxies
Wow.
and
Wow.
how it's so opening
Yeah.
ourselves to the new world.
Yeah.
So opening to ourselves to the new world. I really believe that if we are willing to uplift our frequencies within this next decade,
Mhm.
we are going to be such new beings of enlightenment
Yeah.
that it's going to be amazing. I do have to say this. I have heard that you best make your reservations if you want to stay overnight because
Okay.
guest houses are beginning to really fill up, and it's it's amazing. It really is amazing.
Make your reservations. There's stuff to do all day. That look on Lily Dale's website, which Karen just posted that in comments. There are so many workshops and classes and things that go on every single day. Yes, and I agree. Make your reservations because the guest houses are filling. Yeah.
And if you decide to come for my Golden Healer Skull class, please bring your crystals.
Yes. When is that, Patricia?
That is 9 a.m. July 16th.
Okay, July 16th. And that's your crystal. What's it called?
The Golden Healer.
Oh, the Golden Healer. I love that.
Golden Healer is the type of crystal it is.
Okay.
And it's a 17-pound skull that I got from Brazil the last time I was there. Now, when you read about books about the 13 skulls that existed, in the end of the book, they said there would be new skulls coming. And it is my feeling that this is one of them. But the key here isn't about, oh, it's just about the one. It's about all our crystals coming together so that we also pick up a frequency to vibrate.
Wow.
I was a colleague. I got my master's degree with Marcel Vogel, who did the Vogel crystals. And I learned so much from him as we were getting our master's degree. And he was with IBM. He used crystals. That's how we got them in our computers, our cars, everything. He
Wow.
was the man.
That's
And
awesome.
he was like a big teddy bear to hug. And he loved these crystals. Like he just did. He knew their consciousness.
Mhm.
And the reason that a crystal may be shaped in a skull is to remind us that this consciousness can be with you. And it's really funny when my grandson Bailey at 7, I asked him to pick out a crystal, and he picked out this amethyst crystal skull. It was
Wow.
his 7th birthday. Okay, grandma's going to spend all this money and bought this child an amethyst skull. He took it to bed with him. And the next morning he woke up, he goes, Grandma, I dreamt about the skull and it had legs and it danced and it said it would talk to me when I wanted to talk to it.
Wow.
So this class is about getting ourselves within the frequency of our own personal crystals. They're not only going to talk to us, but to everybody else's crystals that come into the class.
Excellent.
So
Excellent.
exciting. It's like a big
So many
crystal.
things. Yeah. Yeah, I love it. I love it. So many good things. Everybody, we hope to see you again. Lily Dale's opening day this Friday, June 24th. And Patricia, thank you so much for coming on. I love when you come on. I love talking to you. And
It's my pleasure. I enjoyed talking to you too, Angie.
Yeah.
And we'll get together along the ways. I'll see you at some of these events.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I look very forward to it, and we look forward to seeing everybody. And thank you to Karen Sully for being in the background there, putting up our pictures and making sure we could even do this today. We appreciate that. And thank you, everybody, for joining us. We appreciate that you took time out of your Sunday to spend with us. Happy Father's Day to all the dads, too.
Absolutely. Big hugs and love. Big
Yep.
hugs and love.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Have a great rest of your day.
Okay.